Hi, I'm Cheryl Flynn, and I'm here with Martin Ulysses Imports, and I've got the wonderful Chef Shockley going to make some great food for my new friend, Carol Rehtmeyer, who is an executive at the History and Science Museum of Corpus Christi, and you've got some big events going on. So while we're watching you prepare food and drinking wine, you're going to give me some information on some new things going on in the city. Some exciting news.
So let's start off with a little wine, shall we?
Yes, please.
So we have a Trebbiano di Abruzzo. This is one of the Martin Ulysses brands, and the grapes are grown by family members back in Italy. They make the wine at a local co-op. And Trebbiano is one of the main grapes in the Abruzzo region, which is pretty much due east of Rome on the Adriatic Sea. But this is just a nice, light, crisp summer wine. And to go with it today, I thought I'd make a chilled summer squash soup because I love yellow squash, and it's the height of the season right now. And as hot as it is in Corpus Christi, a nice chilled wine and a chilled soup, I thought would make a nice little combination. So, Trebbiano di Abruzzo.
Now let me ask you about squash, because when you go to the produce, how do you pick out a good squash?
I find the smallest ones I can and the brightest color yellow that you can. They'll start fading away a little bit as they've been in there for a little while, so you want to look for the brightest yellow squash that you can. And ideally you can get it at the farmer's market. There's a lot of local squash that's being grown right now that you can still get, and it won't last much longer because it's going to start, as it continues to be hot, it'll start dying off. But I love yellow squash in the summer. So
smaller is better?
Yes.
Okay, so now we know.
Oh, nice.
Well, cheers to me.
Ching ching.
Thank you.
And so what do you have going on now?
This is a very simple soup to make. I'm going to saute some sweet 10-15 onions. 10-15 onions are the sweet onions from Texas. We call them that because they plant them on October 15th. So we call them 10-15 onions. They were developed by Texas A&M, and they have a very sweet flavor. I'm going to saute some squash, garlic, a little salt and pepper, add some chicken stock, finish it with heavy cream, and top it with basil. Very simple. The squash is going to shine through. It's the star of the meal. So I'm going to finish cutting my squash and saute that. And then you can tell us a little bit
This is a delightful wine. Absolutely delightful.
And it's very easy drinking. It's fun.
This is the good starter wine for the newbie wine people. This is where they started me off, because I was not ready to break from whites and reds and not a big wine drinker. Okay, so
perfect.
Give me some of the things, because you're the big cheese, or one of the big cheese up at this museum, and you've got big events coming up.
Yep, I'm actually the executive director for the Science and History Museum in Corpus Christi. We do many things coming up, and we're excited to get the public out. One is we have a big gala. Now, you don't want to miss this. It's our 1920s gala.
Ooh.
So we dress in 1920s garb, and we have entertainment like you won't believe. We've got big bands and surprises and all kinds of things galore. So this is the party to come to. There'll be over-the-top fun. September 27th, that's a Saturday, and it'll be just a wonderful event. So I hope everyone will mark it on the calendar and come.
That does sound like a lot of fun, with all the feathers and flapper gear, and men in suits are always a good thing.
Absolutely. We said, put your Gatsby on and come. So it'll be really enjoyable. We have another event that's coming up for the whole community. This is a very kid-friendly, family-friendly. We're building a playground with the thanks of Kaboom and Blue Cross Blue Shield of South Texas, who's our sponsor. We're going to build this amazing playground, and the public gets to help. And it's a one-day build. It's one of those days you come in one day and everything is built, and that's going to be in November 8th. So it'll be on our website, it'll be on our Facebook, and you can see us and like us at CC Museum or ccmuseum.com, and check it out. All the information is there, and the public's welcome. It'll be just an amazing event.
And so how big is this place? You know, playgrounds out here is like a big thing, because there's not a lot of good big ones for the kids. I know downtown has theirs, and I know that the aquarium did their Splash Town, and so this thing's going to be a pretty big deal for you guys.
This is a really big deal, not just for the museum, but for Corpus Christi in general. We're going to make it not only family friendly, but accessible for special needs and other kids who don't otherwise get a chance to play on playgrounds. The playground's about $375,000 playground that's being gifted to us. So this is a big deal. We want the public to come out. We'll have the who's who, everybody there, and media. We'll have food. We'll make it a big splash, and we want everyone to be a part.
That's very cool. So like that show, the extreme makeovers. Everybody gets involved taking care of these people's houses. You're doing it for a playground.
That's
You have
exactly
a big
it.
reveal. And that's awesome because people get to be a part of something. They can say, I helped with this.
Absolutely, and leave a legacy behind, and also enjoy it.
So tell me some other things, because I've never actually been to the History Museum.
Science and history.
Yes, Science and History. I always drive by it. That's the one with the big ship, the Christopher Columbus ship, or one of those type ships out there.
Right, and those ships are actually leaving this weekend because we're going to be building a whole new immersive area out in that plaza. It's going to be an interactive waterworks science park. So that'll be coming soon. We have a whole new children's gallery that's being developed, be an immersive interactive science center, more the likes of a Disney World with a heavy educational component.
Wonderful.
Than you would typically see in a museum. So we're excited.
Well, I got two little ones that I probably love going there. I don't know why I haven't done it yet. I think it's because you guys are kind of in a little cubby. Like, you're kind of hidden sometimes.
It is
over
kind
in
of
that
hidden.
area.
It's back in the C District, Sports, Entertainment, and Arts. The museum's about 100,000 square feet, but it's one level, and the elevation makes it so you might not see it.
Yeah,
but
you're
it's-
right next to like the American Bank Center and all
Exactly.
these other big buildings, and it's very tucked in.
That's
Well,
true.
this is definitely going to bring a whole different aspect to.
And we have a brand new gallery that's being opened called the Corpus Christi History. So that'll be really neat. If you're about Corpus Christi and history, this is going to be the new gallery that'll be opening up. And we'll be unveiling it actually at the Doc McGregor 1920s party. On
The big gala?
On the big gala, we'll be unveiling the whole new section of Corpus Christi. So
Wonderful. All right, Chef,
Okay.
give us some food news.
All right, so I just let the squash saute for a minute. I added the chicken stock. I brought it up to a boil. Now I'm going to put it in the blender, puree it, and finish off a little bit of heavy cream. And it's very quick, very simple. Like I said, the squash is going to shine through. Bring it over here to the blender.
And I've never actually done a chilled soup, so I didn't even know you actually cook or warm it. I mean, I figured you'd have to cook the squash to make it soft,
Right.
but then the
Then you
broth
just-
and
you
all that stuff, you still
Put it all in there, puree it up, and then chill it, and then we'll add the heavy cream after it's chilled. Through the magic of television, I have some that's already been chilled that we'll actually finish off. I'm just going to put this in here, add a little bit more chicken broth.
this looks like a nice, healthy, light entree.
Great for the summertime.
So I want to keep a little texture of the squash in there. Here's one I made earlier. It's already been chilled. I'm going to add just a touch of heavy cream. I worked with an old German chef, and his mantra was, "Fat is flavor, Mr. Shockley. Never forget that."
Oh, schön gut.
It is, and heavy cream. But it will bring out the richness of the squash and balances very well with the sweetness of the squash. So I'm just going to give this a quick touch in the blender.
We always
Mix
talk
that in.
about the fat bringing out the wines too. It always
Yes.
makes your wine taste better.
And I like serving little demi-tasse cups like this 'cause it doesn't take much, just a little bit.
It makes it so pretty.
And it seems so simple too. I could probably, I'm not a cook by any means.
There's just a little bit of fresh basil on top. I love the smell of the fresh basil, and it goes very nicely with the squash. And I think it'll go very nicely with the wine. So I hope you enjoy.
Thank you,
Oh,
sir.
wonderful.
And so you sip it. No
Mhm.
spoons?
I just got that good squash flavor to it.
It's delicious.
Wonderful.
It is. I mean, it's just very simple,
It's as good as
five
wine.
ingredient meal. So it goes right with the Trebbiano from Abruzzo.
Try it with both. Very good. Okay, so we've got the gala, and that is, tell me again the date.
September 27th.
So mark your calendars, because we're going to get all dressed up in flapper wear and
It's the
zoot
party to be
suits.
to. Promise you that.
Wonderful. And then you've got the big,
Kaboom Playground Build.
Yes.
That is November 8th. It's our one-day build. Call our museum if you'd like to be a part.
and where do they need to get website one more time, just so we can make sure
CC
people are
Museum.
helping out.
ccmuseum.com or on Facebook. Facebook, it's CC Museum.
It was a pleasure meeting you,
Oh,
Carol.
thank you so
I appreciate
much.
it.
And thank you, Chef
Thank you
Cheryl.
very much.
Absolutely
Enjoyed
wonderful.
meeting you.
All right, well, cheers.
Cheers.
Ching ching.